On September 26, 1996, the Nintendo 64 was launched in North America. It had only two games at launch, Pilotwings 64 and Super Mario 64. This launch title is considered to be the seminal 3D platformer, essentially creating the genre. For Christmas of that year, I received my very own N64. Fun fact, the first game I ever bought with my own money was Cruisin' USA, which began my love affair with arcade-style racing games. As soon as I learned that Mario Kart 64 was the player's choice game for selling 1 million copies, and therefore selling at a discounted rate, I had to have it. Rareware, who had had much success on the Super NES with the Donkey Kong Country series, decided to try their hand at a racing game, but they put their own twist on it by adding planes, hovercrafts, and an adventure mode. Diddy Kong Racing began my love affair with Rareware games. There was this one enigmatic character in the game, Banjo, that had a rather peculiar description in the manual. Even before the start of his future partnership with Kazooie, Banjo isn't one to turn down the chance of an adventure. So when Squawks brings a message from his pal Diddy Kong, the honey bear stuffs a few things into his trusty backpack and takes to his heels. Who's Kazooie, I wondered. What's in that backpack? I had to know. And so, when I learned he had a game of his own, I had to have it.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Let's Play Banjo-Kazooie. I am ObiWattKenobi for Geeks Under Grace, and this is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm going to be specializing in 3D platformers on this channel, and if you saw the little 1.5 minute introduction I did, you understand why I love this game so much. Rareware means a lot to me, and I'm really excited for the new ukulele game that is coming up. Everything about this game is great. The graphics at the time were just top-notch. It's colorful, it's fun, there's a lot of engaging characters. The music is amazing. The animation is smooth. And the comedy it's all there. It's got the physical comedy, it's got the funny dialogue, just that weird British thing going on, and I love it. So yeah, this is a great game. I can't say anything bad about it. I might say some bad things about it later. I mean, there are a few things that maybe I could nitpick on that the second game does better, but this is Banjo-Kazooie, so let's go ahead and get started. So, this is my very first game that I ever played. I don't know why I'm missing 15 notes. This is the second game that I ever played, 100%. No, this is actually not my second time. This is probably the 5th time I played it. It's not my best time either. My best time was like 6 hours. But of course, we're going to have to pick the Game Boy, because this is the best file to play on. So we're going to delete that practice file, and let's go ahead and get started. Now, there is a lot of cutscenes going on here, so let's watch it. It's spooky. Spooky. I almost feel bad for talking over all the music in the game, but it is very necessary to avoid copyright violations. And of course, none of the dialogue is actually spoken. It's all written. And Gruntilda here, she rhymes every line. And Dingpot here kind of talks like Yoda. I think he talks backwards. But there's a lot of toilet humor in this game. Very typical of Rare, actually. There's a few adult jokes also that some of the kids wouldn't get. But this is the stereotypical, ugly hag wants to be pretty. So what does she do? She captures a fair maiden to steal her youth and beauty. It is a classic tale told several times over. Snow White, Rapunzel, the list goes on. So, And of course, everything you're seeing here in the game is a real place in the game. It's not a pre-rendered area. This is actual all playable environments that you get to go to eventually. I mean, you start out here, but so here we are introduced to Bottles, the mole, and our main character's little sister, Tootie. She is a bear with blonde pigtails, because apparently bears can grow human hair. She's been anthropomorphized. Very few bears actually walk on two legs. But there's our protagonist, Mr. Banjo, and there's his best friend, Kazooie. She lives in a backpack, because females are subservient. That's just wrong. So, here comes the witch, and she is going to steal our little sister, and, we can't let that happen, can we? I mean, we're a big, tough bear, Oh. Yeah, that's not Banjo, Tootie. I don't think you want to meet that person. And of course, Kazooie's the one with actual brains, and she's like, hey, Banjo, bigger underwear. Classic joke, I guess. In England, they don't call them underwear. This is a British game, by the way. This is not made by Americans or Japanese. It's made by the Brits. And they don't call it underwear. They call them pants. In America, we call them pants on the outside. And it's underwear because you wear it underneath. Whatever. Kazooie's like, you need to get up, Banjo, but it's too late. So now we can play. And so here's the game. We're running around using our good old trusty joystick, and we can jump, and we can't do anything else right now. So let's go ahead and move on, and we meet our friend Bottles again. Yes, you are. They don't ever make it abundantly clear that Kazooie's a female, but she is. Yeah, and of course, Kazooie's a little rude and foul-mouthed, which gets her into trouble every once in a while. Yeah, she likes to throw out insults all the time. Bottles is our coach. He's going to be following us throughout most of the game and giving us our training. Now, I have played this game several times, so I don't need training, which is great. You can skip the tutorial. That's awesome. Like, more games need to do this. You're like, hey, I've played this game before. I don't need a tutorial. Okay? So, yeah, you bet we're good enough, Bottle Brain. So, yeah, there. Now we have all our basic moves. And I'll be giving you the tutorial because it is something that we're going to need to do. Or if we're gonna 100% this game, we're gonna need to go around. How do you get up here? There's a way to get up here. I know there is. You stand on the trash can. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now we're on the roof. And up there, if we can reach it. Look at that. It's a free life. Everything talks to you in this game. So, you can talk to Bottles again if you want by pressing B and hold A to make the dialogue go faster. And you can bug him enough times, he'll threaten to erase your game. But yeah, if you had taken the tutorial, Bottles would pop out of this molehill here. Yeah, he gets more and more rude. And he would teach you how to jump here, I think. But we can attack this carrot and receive some honey. And yep, the honey talks to us. Jump up here, and we can get nothing. I thought there was something there. Maybe that's somewhere else. Let's move our camera controls with the C button. This is where... Hello, Bottles. Yeah, see, he's getting annoyed because we keep calling him. I think this is where we learn our flip-flap, which is where you hold Z and press A, and you jump up really high. There we go. Now we just got an empty honeycomb. And we get 6 of them, and we'll get an extra piece to our life bar. So that's fun. I probably shouldn't be collecting all that honey, because it'll remain perpetually until you leave the area. What can you teach us here? But it's so much fun to annoy people. I love doing it. It's my favorite pastime. This is what I was looking for earlier. There we go. There are 6 moves that you can learn around the area, interestingly enough, because you need 6 honeycomb pieces. But yeah, you've got a double jump in this game. Kazooie pops out of your backpack. And let's see if we can get behind the waterfall there. Yes, and we got another free life. And you press B to dive when you're in the water. And you hold A to kick your legs, and you hold B to flap your wings. Oh, there's nothing around here. And you press R to turn fast. This is a regular turn. This is a sharp turn. And it's got inverted controls as far as the Y-axis goes. Oops, I didn't mean to jump in the water. There we go. And tap R to center the camera around you. Use your C left and right buttons to move the camera around. C down brings the camera far, away, close, middle. Jump and press B to attack airborne enemies. Come on. A, B. There we go. And the honey is our energy. Of course, of course, of course, of course. We haven't got all of our honeycombs yet, so let's keep going. This is, if you, I don't know that move yet. I was trying to do a little skip to get in the water faster. Maybe later when that comes up. Later. There it is. And you can kind of use A as a water break, because A will make you move slower than B. And so you're moving fast, and you go past you, and you press A, and you suddenly stop. Your momentum instantly changes from the faster swim to the slow swim. That's why I say it's kind of a water break. It's not really. But here we've got these stony guys. Here. What does Bottles have to teach us this time? No! Don't erase my game! Yeah, Banjo is the one who always apologizes. Always. Kazooie never apologizes. Say, hold Z, press B. You can do this beak attack. I forget what it's called. It doesn't matter. They all have silly names. And there we go. So we just need one more honeycomb. And it's up here. This is where we learn all of our our basic attacks. You've got your bear claw swipe. You've got your roll. Whoops, that's the roll. And then your aerial. And so once you've learned all those, I think, yeah, the third guy, that cauliflower, drops the honeycomb for you. And now we have an extra piece. And he'll pop out of this hole here. I wish they utilized those more often. These kind of enemy spawners. I think this is the only area in the game where you actually have like an enemy spawner. Press C up to go into first person. Press it again to go back. It's part of your camera controls that you learn in the tutorial. But now that we've got everything, let's actually do what we were supposed to. And let's go up Spiral Mountain. I love the music here. It's amazing. It's amazing. Gosh, I should have gone around the other way to get to the bridge. But here's a quick little shortcut that I learned very long ago to get up Spiral Mountain. I'm pretty sure every speedrunner does that. I've actually never watched a speedrunner. And I have no interest in becoming a speedrunner. I like to play games for fun, not for, to be the best in the world or whatever. So, yep. So if you had decided to take the tutorial and you came up here first, this bridge would be broken. But now that we finished the tutorial, the bridge is fixed and we can go in. So that'll do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Again, my name is ObiWattKenobi. and we are playing Banjo-Kazooie. Let's watch the cutscene.